executive and legislative arm doing the work. Because, if you promise me something, I'm going to hold you to it. So if you tell me that you're going to divide your salary in 50%, yeah, are you really serious? Is that practicable? How much is even the money? And I know in politics, it is a given that people can promise anything. But I think where we have come from, everybody needs to be guarded. And I trust that whether it's the 8 or the 9 parties or how many they are, or even the independent candidates, we the electorate, you the electorate, we will become more sophisticated in how we assess what we hear on television, on radio, on the road shows, on the campaigns, on the door-to-doors that are going on, to ask the pertinent and crucial questions. Now, in the scriptures here, it was easy because they chose those 7 men without tribe, without anything. You know why? Because they also had mileage. They had the track record, not even necessarily nationalistic on a national scale, but they were known. They had paid the price. And it was easy. We have never read in the Bible that after Philip and Stephen and the other 5 people that made up the group of 7 table men were chosen, there was fighting. They wanted to balance it. 2 men, 1 woman, 3 jolas, 4 mandinkas, 5 fullers, 2 akus. No. Because my merit must speak for me. It brings me to the parable the Lord Jesus Christ gave about a master who had servants, and he was going on a long journey. And he called them in the first gospel of the Bible, Matthew, in chapter 25. He gave them talents. And it's one of my favorite passages because it says he gave them talents, each one according to his ability. So the master knew them. He wasn't going to give the 1 talent guy 5 talents because he will waste 4. No matter what he did, even if he prayed from morning to night and he fasted from night to morning, his ability was a 1 talent ability. So maybe he needed to develop and grow, maybe also in his praying and his fasting and his education and his mentorship and all that, until his 1 talent became 2. And he can appreciate where the 2 talent person was and not criticize him, undermine him, go to the Marabu to try to kill him, and understand that if he worked as hard as the 2 talent guy, he could be the 2 talent guy, because the 2 talent guy was once a 1 talent guy. And the 2 talent guy too could aspire to the 5 talenter. And so if the people who are vying for the constituency seats come before you, and there's a 1 talenter and a 2 talenter and a 5 talenter, and please, it has nothing to do with their age. It has nothing to do with their family background. It doesn't even have anything to do with the party or the group behind them. Because it's not the group that's going to the National Assembly. It's the individual. It's what they think. And why should I give somebody my vote for 5 years just for them to be hearing what somebody's telling them? Do this. Vote yes. Vote no. Abstain. Vote yes. Vote no. Abstain. You become like a robot. You become like a machine. And so whatever you want to do, you are harnessed in, because you're not able to do it for the constituency, because you have to wait for the global party picture. And if your constituency is not one that brings the bacon home, possibly you are going to be left behind. And much as the constituent National Assembly person might be enjoying their salary and press the microphone to speak in Parliament and go for 1 or 2 West African or African parliamentary meetings and all that, we, the constituency, you and I, will have to wait for another 5 years. And that's how it is. And so we are not just supposed to complain because we have said we don't like a rubber stamp parliament, we don't like this, we don't like that, and we have complained about articulation, about grammar, about thinking. Maybe we should start considering pegging our vote to future forward. You say, Pastor Forbes, what do you mean by future forward? To tomorrow. Because, ladies and gentlemen, 5 years is a short time, But 5 years of non-performance and inertia and chaotic behavior can be a very, very long time. It is 60 months. I think it's the basic threshold you need before you can collect your pension when you work. It's a long time. And if you are a voter, ask yourself, in the next 5 years from now, 2022, how old will you be? What would have happened in your constituency? By the time this cycle is over, very likely we would have had 2 presidents. At least we're likely to have had 2 presidential elections, all things being equal. So we have to think deeply. And maybe there are parents and people who vote in the greater population of the country who might not understand what I'm saying, but they have children who are going to school. We have wards. Explain this. Let's come out of this drumming, sabar, mange sani jikarta. It's our country. Because once you drop that marble, you have literally given over your power for the next 5 years, both for presidential election as it is for National Assembly. In the odd, unfortunate incident where maybe there's an impeachment or a death or something happens that the person is incapable, then maybe by-elections come in. But if not, you are in for the long haul. And again, as I said, 5 years of developmental projects and prosperity, you can't even wait to vote that person again and give them your confidence. 5 years of promises and the polls are still there. They are still, the dumping level is still there. They are grading. They are still coming, and people are coming wearing hats, and NGO vehicles are going up and down. And rather than the road being bitumenized, you are having respiratory issues. Then 5 years can be a very, very long time. But because it is a representative democracy, then we choose. And as it is said always, a people deserve the leadership they get because we place the leadership. President Barrow is not from space or from Mars. He is a Gambian. Every person that is contesting for April 6 is a Gambian. Everybody that will be sworn in into the National Assembly thereafter is somebody we are going to choose. And so while you are crisscrossing and blowing your whistles and you are drumming and you are wearing T-shirts and you are dancing and we are guessing and doing everything and we are jalibaing, let's remember that it is the people we vote in that will go in. So if you know that Pastor Forbes is not worthy of it, why give me a vote if I'm standing? Say, well, he's a nice man, he's a pastor. Let me put him in. How much do you value that marble? Because it's your vote, it's your right, it's your power. You are handing it over to somebody. So you must take time and listen to them on television, listen to them on the radio. If they are in your constituency, listen. If they come to your house, listen and ask the pertinent questions. So if I am running and I tell you I'm going to build a 5-star hotel, go and research on the internet and find out what makes a hotel 5-star. You probably might discover that we really do not even have one yet in our country, even though we may say we do. But if you've traveled abroad and you've lived in a 5-star hotel, you will know that what gives it 5 stars is not easy. And so if somebody promises you that, or somebody says they're going to build a nuclear facility for you, and all the young men will become nuclear scientists, you need to even find out whether the University of the Gambia is offering that course. Do we have what it takes? So let's educate our people. Let's educate ourselves. But above anything and beyond anything else, the people who go in there will not go in by magic. They will go in because we all come out, we queue, and we vote. And I pray, and I hope, and I counsel that we vote our conscience. And our conscience must be bigger than tribe, religion, gender, and that thought that is in West Africa that says, it's my time. So we have the right people. May God bless us. I will continue from here next week, Tuesday, by the grace of God. I hope it will have an impact to us all. Until I come your way next week, by the grace of God, this is Pastor Forbes saying, have a good evening. God bless us all, and good night.